Hello, welcome to another video from the Animal University channel. Let's go for the video. Hippopotamus. Hippopotamus amphibious, also called hippo or water horse, amphibious African ungulate mammal. Often considered to be the second largest land animal, after the elephant, the hippopotamus is comparable in size and weight to the white rhinoceros, Ceratotherium simum, and the Indian rhinoceros, Rhinoceros unicornis. Hippopotamus is Greek for river horse, and the animal has been known since ancient times. Hippopotamuses are often seen basking on the banks or sleeping in the waters of rivers, lakes, and swamps next to grasslands. Because of their great size and aquatic habits, they are safe from most predators but human beings, who have long valued their hide, meat, and ivory and at times have resented them for ruining crops. Once ranging over the entire continent and beyond, hippopotamuses, or hippos, now live in eastern, central, and parts of southern Africa. General characteristics. The hippopotamus has a bulky body on stumpy legs, an enormous head, a short tail, and 4 toes on each foot. Each toe has a nail-like hoof. Males are usually 3.5 meters, 11.5 feet, long, stand 1.5 meters, 5 feet, tall, and weigh 3,200 kilograms, 3.5 tons. In terms of physical size, males are the larger sex, weighing roughly 30% more than females. The skin is 5 centimeters, 2 inches thick on the flanks, but thinner elsewhere and nearly hairless. Color is grayish-brown, with pinkish underparts. The mouth is half a meter wide and can gape 150 degrees to show the teeth. The lower canines are sharp and may exceed 30 centimeters, 12 inches. Hippos are well adapted to aquatic life. The ears, eyes, and nostrils are located high on the head so that the rest of the body may remain submerged. The ears and nostrils can be folded shut to keep out water. The body is so dense that hippos can walk underwater, or they can hold their breath for 5 minutes. Although often seen basking in the sun, hippos lose water rapidly through the skin and become dehydrated without periodic dips. They must also retreat to the water to keep cool, for they do not sweat. Numerous skin glands release an oily reddish or pinkish lotion, which led to the ancient myth that hippos sweat blood. This pigment actually acts as a sunblock, filtering out ultraviolet radiation. Behavior. Hippos favor shallow areas where they can sleep half-submerged, rafting. Their populations are limited by this day living space, which may become quite crowded. As many as 150 hippos may use one pool in the dry season. In times of drought or famine, they may embark on overland migrations that often result in many deaths. By night, hippos walk along familiar paths as far as 10 kilometers 6 miles into surrounding grasslands to feed for 5 or 6 hours. The long canines and incisors are used strictly as weapons. Grazing is accomplished by grasping grass with the tough wide lips and jerking the head. Near the river, where grazing and trampling are heaviest, large areas may be denuded of all grass, which results in erosion. Hippos, however, eat relatively little vegetation for their size, about 35 kilograms, 80 pounds, per night, as their energy requirement is low because they are buoyed in warm water much of the time. Hippos do not chew cud but retain food for a long time in the stomach, where protein is extracted by fermentation. Their digestive process cycles tremendous quantities of nutrients into the African rivers and lakes and thereby supports the fish that are so crucial as a protein source in the diet of the local people. Reproduction and life cycle. In the wild, females, cows, become sexually mature between ages 7 and 15, and males mature slightly earlier, between ages 6 and 13. In captivity, however, members of both sexes may become sexually mature as early as ages 3 and 4. Dominant bulls more than 20 years old, however, initiate most of the mating. Bulls monopolize areas in the river as mating territories for 12 years or more. Subordinate males are tolerated if they do not attempt to breed. Cows aggregate in these areas during the dry season, which is when most mating takes place. Rare battles may erupt when strange bulls invade territories in the mating season. Most aggression is noise, splash, bluff charges, and a yawning display of the teeth, but opponents may engage in combat by slashing upward at each other's flanks with the lower incisors. Wounds can be fatal despite the thick skin there. Adjacent territorial bulls will stare at each other, then turn, and, with rear end out of the water, flip feces and urine in a wide arc by rapidly wagging the tail. This routine display indicates that the territory is occupied. Territorial and subordinate males alike make dung piles along pathways leading inland, which probably function as olfactory signposts, scent markers, at night. Hippos recognize individuals by scent and sometimes follow one another nose to tail on night treks. Fertilization results in a single calf weighing about 45 kilograms, 99 pounds, born after a gestation of 8 months. The calf can close its ears and nostrils to nurse underwater. It may climb onto its mother's back above the water to rest. It begins to eat grass by 1 month and is weaned at 6 to 8 months of age. Cows produce a calf every 2 years. Young calves are vulnerable to crocodiles, lions, and hyenas. It is thought that attacks on small boats are anti-predator behavior, with the hippos mistaking the boats for crocodiles. As a result, hippos have long had a largely undeserved reputation as aggressive animals. Cows live in schools, but they are not permanently associated with other cows, though sometimes they maintain bonds with offspring for some years. Longevity is up to 61 years in captivity but rarely more than 40 in the wild. Distribution. Trampling and crop raiding by hippos led to early and determined efforts to exterminate them. Their hides and meat were also valued. Hippos were extinct in northern Africa by 1800 and south of Natal and the Transvaal by 1900. They are still fairly common in East Africa, but populations continue to decrease continent-wide. There remains a demand for hippo teeth as a fine-grained ivory that is easy to carve. It was once used to make false teeth. After the international elephant ivory ban went into effect in 1989, hunting pressure on hippos increased, and hippo populations declined. A population assessment performed in 2008 estimated that between 126,000 and 149,000 individuals remained. Pygmy hippopotamus. The rare pygmy hippopotamus, Hexaprotodon liberiensis, also known as Coeropsis liberiensis, the other living species of the family Hippopotamidae, is about the size of a domestic pig. The pygmy hippo is less aquatic than its larger relative, although, when pursued, it hides in water. Less gregarious, it is seen alone or with one or two others in the lowland tropical forests of Liberia, Côte d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, and Guinea, along streams and in wet forests and swamps. Liberians call it a water cow. It eats some grasses and also fresh leaves of trees and bushes, herbs, and fallen fruits. The International Union for Conservation of Nature has classified the pygmy hippopotamus as endangered since 2006. Evolution. Morphological comparisons have historically linked Hippopotamidae to pigs, family Suidae, and peccaries, family Tayassuidae. These groups diverged from other members of the order Artiodactyla about 45 million years ago, but molecular studies suggest that hippos and cetaceans, whales and dolphins, have an earlier common ancestor and may be more closely related. A fossil resembling today's pygmy hippo dates to about 21 million years ago, in the Miocene epoch, 23 million to 5.3 million years ago. Hippos eventually reached Europe and Asia, though climate changes and overhunting by humans had exterminated all species outside Africa by the end of the Pleistocene epoch, 11,700 years ago. 3 species lived on Madagascar until recent times. Their extinction may have coincided with the arrival of humans about 1,000 years ago. I hope you enjoyed this video enough and it was informative. Please like the video and subscribe the channel. Introduce us to your friends. Good luck to you all.